This is a
Squad
podcast.
That ball is belted. Welcome in Carlos Gomez. Hello. Goodbye. Ay, 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 ay.
Down the middle. Butler makes a move.
Oh, man, yeah. We rocking now for real. Yeah. BS3 Sports. Okay. Sports news, get it first when you're getting out for work. Even when you're at work, acting like you're working hard when you're hardly working. I'm a maverick like Dirk, getting Franklins like Kirk. Hold up, boy. X-Squad, you don't know them boys? Being talking facts on every topic. Overall, we just talking noise, just being boys. Covering Texas sports in them tall heels. That with the fake pass over to Elliott. Better guard your grills like a car for real. Yeah, Cowboys gonna bring a bowl back, Lord, will it? Yeah, Mavericks gonna bring a ring back with Mark in it. We live sports, we talk sports, we dream sports, we eat sports. The teacher about to teach the course. Welcome to BS3 Sports. Ay, 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 ay. Gross. Oh, man, yeah.
Welcome to the BS3 Sports Show. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We got a great show planned for today on 2livestewsradio.com. We'll be talking NBA playoffs, also talking about the Dez situation with Tyjun Mack. Also, we'll be having special interviews with Soulful Singer Elise Amara about her new EP, Soul Haven. Also talking to Arthur Matthew DiBiase about his book, The Art of the Dealers. Last but not least, we'll be talking some hot topics with Terrance Bennett of the T-ENT Sports Podcast. So, normally we play hip-hop. We're going to do a little bit different today with some R&B soul music. So this is Fool for You by Elise Amara, and she will be coming on the show here a little bit later on.
You say you care for my feelings, I can't tell. Cause you know how to break my heart so well. The love you give me, it keeps me right on track. And it's my fault cause I keep on running back. Now you're telling me that you feel the same, but your actions show me differently. I'd be done with you if I wanted to, but I'm so caught up, I'll just be the fool. I'll be a fool. I'll be a fool for you. I'll be a fool for you. I'll be a fool for you. Whenever you want me to. Ooh, nobody else but you. Oh, I'll be a fool. Yeah. I'll be a fool for you. I'll be a fool for you. I'll be a fool for you. Whenever you want me to. I'll be a fool for you. Nobody else but you. No, nobody else but you. Time after time, love just feels like the same old thing. You give your heart and they pull it on the string. But your love, it keeps me right on track. And it's my fault cause I keep on running back to you. Now you're telling me that you feel the same, but your actions show me different. wonder why. My heart is so lost over you. I want you to be true. Maybe I'm too weak to leave. I guess I'll be the fool.
Tune into the BS3 Sports Show. Thank you to everybody in the chat room so far. That was Fool for You by Elise Amara. She'll be coming on the show here a little bit later. You can get her EP Soul Haven wherever music is sold. So shout out to Courtney Harden. Shout out to Mocha Bella. Also 334 Bama Boy in the building as well. All right, what's up, Tyjun? How you doing?
Good, man. How's everything going with you?
Good, man. Ready for this real basketball. That's why the title of the show is Now the Real Basketball Begins. And all that fake season basketball is over with. Now we get down to the real deal. But
yeah, that's when the games mean something.
Right, exactly. So we could go ahead and talk about one topic though first. The Dez being released yesterday. First of all, I'm gonna say I'm not surprised. The writing was on the wall. Shout out to Kevin, Clutch Talk Sports. They waited 100 days to talk to Dez. They could have talked to Dez when the season was over with. They could have talked to Dez at any point in time. And they decided to wait all the way up until now, which to me just meant that the writing was on the wall that he was going to get cut. They didn't even offer him a pay cut. That's what some people don't understand, is that they didn't offer him anything. They came into that meeting with the sole purpose of releasing him. And now, I'm gonna say this: being a Cowboys fan, I'm a little excited. Not excited that he got released, but excited that we won't be in cap hell for forever, which we've been in for a little while. But this is gonna free up money. You also got youth. There's only gonna be 4 players, I believe, over the age of 30 on this team at this point, and that's crazy. You need youth. You got to advance. But Dez is gone. I don't know where he's gonna go. He's going to go somewhere. I'm saying the NFC East, but Tyjun actually just seen a report that none of them are interested. But I want to get your thoughts on how you feel with Dez no longer being a Cowboy.
I mean, I think it's best for both parties. You know, one thing that first off, Dez hadn't lived up to the contract that he received. You look at what he was going to cost this year. I think it was like $16 million. It was going to cost them to keep him on the roster. They saved $16 million by cutting. And he ain't produced where he's worth $16 million a season. You know, the biggest knock on Dez Bryant is his separation. Like, the dude just does not separate. He's never been a good route runner, but he's not a blazer either. He just doesn't separate from defenders, from corners, you know. And so when you look at this team, when you look at, you know, their run game, you look at Dak being a young quarterback, you know, Dak is a quarterback who, first off, has limitations. He's not the greatest thrower outside of the hash marks, right? He doesn't throw great outside the hash marks, outside the numbers. And that's really where Dez Bryant makes the majority of his money. Like, out there in 50-50 jump balls, things like that. Dak just isn't good at that. So it doesn't fit. Like, it's just no longer a fit. He's no longer an asset for that team. And it's just a smarter thing for him to do. You know, he's not a great route runner. There's just a lot of knocks. So it was just smart for them to go ahead and cut him. You know, they brought in, and I saw this already when they brought in Allen Hurns from Jacksonville. I was like, okay, you know, they brought in another receiver. They got like 3 or 4 receivers there. They're probably going to draft a receiver. So the writing was on the wall for the most part.
Yeah, and I think this decision that was made, and a shout out to DJ Delightful in the chat room, but this decision was made, I think was a Patriots type decision. When the Patriots don't want you anymore, there's no discussion. There's no let's have a meeting. You see your update on ESPN that says they released Randy Moss. There's no discussion. I think you have to have that type of mentality if you want to win. That's the blueprint. You don't keep people past their prime. You cut people actually before their prime. That's what they do. That's what they do. They had one of the best wide receivers, arguably could be the best, in Randy Moss for a long time. And they decided at that point in time, we don't need you anymore. Or we don't want you anymore. And they let him go, and it was done. So I think we need to advance into where we don't have loyalty. And loyalty is great, but loyalty gets you nowhere in sports. What has loyalty gotten the Cowboys in the past 25 years? Nothing. It's gotten them nothing. So I actually applaud this organization for having to make this decision. I think it was a tough one. It was hard to do, but you got to do what you got to do. If you want to move, if you want to advance, if you want to be in the same place, keep doing the same stuff. If you want a different result, you got to do something different.
I think there's a balance there. There has to be a balance there, right? Like, as an organization, you have to make smart business moves. You got to have some type of loyalty. When you look at the Patriots model, you know, the one thing that's consistent is Tom Brady, right?
That's the one.
And as long as Tom Brady is productive, Tom Brady will be a Patriot, period. You know, as long as he's productive, as long as he's making the right moves, as long as he takes care of stuff, he's going to be a Patriot. You know, the problem with Dez was just literally Dez's production just didn't match his contract anymore. You know, his production wasn't good, you know, and, you know, when you look at, like, his off the field, you know, on the sideline, just his demeanor and things like that, like, I think that became a turnoff for the coaches and the organization, you know. So, you know, I think he'll land somewhere. I mean, of course he'll land somewhere. You know, it'll be interesting to see where he goes, you know. A lot of my friends, and we were discussing like some hot spots for him to go to, and you know, one of the spots that we all thought was a really good spot was the Giants. You know, with Odell Beckham there, having him on the other side, you know, and you know, Eli, you know, being late in his career.